For centuries, it has stood as an undisputed marvel of human engineering, a symbol of strength and a testament to ancient ambition. The Great Wall of China. We all think we know its story, don't we? A colossal barrier stretching thousands of miles built to keep out invaders. But what if I told you that the narrative we've accepted for generations is only part of the truth? What if its purpose was far more complex, more intriguing, and even more vital than just defense? Recent, groundbreaking discoveries are beginning to peel back the layers of history, revealing a hidden truth about the Great Wall. A truth that challenges everything we thought we knew. Standing here, feeling the weight of centuries beneath my feet, I'm always struck by a profound sense of awe. But beyond the sheer scale, a burning question always ignites within me. What were the lives of the countless individuals who toiled to build this colossal structure? What untold stories, what forgotten secrets, lie hidden beneath its ancient stones, waiting to be uncovered? This isn't just a journey through history, it's an expedition into the very heart of a legend. Join me as we embark on a quest to unravel the true mysteries of this iconic structure, to challenge our perceptions, and to ultimately uncover the hidden truth behind the Great Wall. To truly understand the Great Wall, we must first journey back to a time long before its grand unified form took shape. Imagine ancient China, not as a single cohesive empire, but as a patchwork of competing kingdoms, each vying for power, each facing external threats. This was the landscape of the Spring and Autumn and Warring States periods, centuries before the first emperor. In this tumultuous era, the concept of defensive barriers was born out of sheer necessity, but on a far more localized and fragmented scale. These earliest fortifications were a stark contrast to the majestic stone structures we envision today. They were often simple earthen ramparts, sometimes reinforced with wood, built by individual states like Qin, Zhao, Yan, and Qi. Their primary purpose was immediate protection against rival armies or local nomadic incursions. Think of them less as a wall and more as a series of disconnected defensive lines, tailored to the specific needs and geographical challenges of each kingdom. They might have been a few meters high, perhaps with watchtowers made of timber, designed to slow down an advancing enemy, not to stop an entire civilization. These early walls weren't just about military defense. They also served to delineate territory, to mark the boundaries of a kingdom, and to control movement within its borders. As conflicts escalated and military technologies advanced, so too did the sophistication of these early barriers. The need for a more comprehensive, unified defense became increasingly apparent, especially as the threat from powerful nomadic tribes to the north grew more pronounced. This constant pressure, this perpetual state of conflict, laid the psychological and practical groundwork for something far grander. Something that would eventually transcend the individual ambitions of warring lords and become a symbol of a unified nation. And then came the seismic shift. In 221 BCE, a figure of immense ambition and ruthless efficiency emerged from the chaos, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a unified China. His vision was not merely to conquer, but to consolidate, to forge a single, powerful empire out of the fragmented states. And central to this grand vision was a defensive project of unprecedented scale. Qin Shi Huang looked north, at the constant threat posed by the nomadic Xiongnu tribes, and he saw not just a military problem, but an opportunity to physically define the boundaries of his newly unified realm. He ordered the connection of existing defensive walls built by the former states of Qin, Zhao, and Yan. But this wasn't just a simple linking of old fortifications. It was a massive undertaking of new construction, filling in gaps, reinforcing weaker sections, and extending the lines across vast, challenging terrains. Imagine the logistical nightmare, moving millions of laborers, soldiers, and criminals across mountains, deserts, and rivers. This was an emperor who believed in absolute control and monumental projects, from his terracotta army to his vast road networks. The Great Wall, in his mind, was the ultimate physical manifestation of his power and his desire for a stable, secure empire. It was a statement carved into the very landscape, declaring, "Here lies China. Beyond this, you do not pass." This initial, ambitious phase under the Qin dynasty truly laid the foundational blueprint for what would eventually become the iconic structure we know today. setting a precedent for future dynasties to continue and expand upon his colossal endeavor. But how exactly was such a monumental structure built in an era without modern machinery, without explosives, without even the wheelbarrow as we know it? The early sections of the Great Wall are a testament to sheer human will, ingenuity, and an understanding of basic engineering principles that was remarkable for its time. The primary method used, especially in the Qin and early Han dynasties, was known as hangtu or rammed earth construction. This involved compacting layers of earth, gravel, and sometimes even reeds or wood within wooden frames. Each layer was pounded down with heavy mallets, creating an incredibly dense and durable material. Imagine thousands upon thousands of laborers, day in and day out, carrying earth in baskets, pouring it into wooden molds, and then tirelessly ramming it down. It was a brutal, back-breaking process, but the result was a wall surprisingly resilient to both the elements and attack. Materials varied greatly depending on the local geography. In mountainous regions, they quarried stone, shaping it and fitting it together. In the vast, arid deserts, they ingeniously used layers of sand, gravel, and even local vegetation like willow branches and reeds, compacting them into surprisingly stable structures. The tools were rudimentary, simple picks, shovels, and baskets. Yet, with these basic implements, and through sheer force of numbers, they managed to construct sections that stood for centuries. The challenges were immense. Construction often took place in remote, inhospitable terrain, far from established settlements. Logistics were a nightmare, supplying food, water, and tools to millions of workers. Disease, exhaustion, and accidents were commonplace, and the human cost was tragically high. Many who perished during construction were simply buried within the wall itself, a grim reminder of the sacrifice demanded by this colossal undertaking. These early construction techniques, though seemingly primitive, laid the groundwork for the more refined methods that would follow, showcasing the incredible resilience and resourcefulness of the ancient Chinese people in the face of a truly epic challenge. For generations, our understanding of the Great Wall has been largely confined to its military function, a formidable barrier against invading hordes. And while defense was undeniably a primary purpose, to truly grasp its significance, we must look beyond the purely martial. The truth, as recent insights reveal, is that the Great Wall served a multifaceted role, acting as an economic artery, a demographic regulator, and a powerful symbolic boundary for one of the world's greatest civilizations. Consider its role in facilitating trade. While it might seem counterintuitive for a defensive structure, the wall, paradoxically, created zones of stability. Watchtowers and garrisons positioned along its length weren't just looking out for enemies, they were also providing security for caravans laden with silk, spices, and other precious goods traveling along routes like the nascent Silk Road. These fortified points became de facto customs checkpoints, places where goods could be taxed and merchants could find safe passage and rest. The wall, in essence, helped to regularize and protect the flow of commerce, turning potential battlegrounds into regulated trade corridors, boosting the economic prosperity of the empire. Beyond trade, the wall was also an instrument of population control. It wasn't just about keeping people out, it was about managing movement within and across the frontier. It regulated the flow of migrants, prevented unauthorized entry or exit, and helped to control smuggling. Imagine a vast ancient border patrol system, ensuring that only those with official permission could pass. This level of control was vital for maintaining social order, collecting taxes, and ensuring the stability of the vast Chinese empire. It helped to delineate who was inside the empire and who was outside, reinforcing a sense of national identity and order. And finally, the wall served as a profound symbolic boundary. It physically delineated the civilized Han Chinese world from the barbarian nomadic tribes of the north. It was a tangible line in the sand, or rather in the stone and earth, reinforcing cultural identity and a sense of shared belonging for those within its embrace. It declared, unequivocally, "This is China." This symbolic power, often overlooked, was just as crucial as its military utility in shaping the geopolitical landscape of ancient East Asia. Now, let's delve deeper into its strategic significance, moving beyond the general functions to specific military and political objectives. The wall's placement was never arbitrary. Every section, every watchtower, every pass was designed with a precise strategic purpose in mind. Its primary military importance, of course, was in protecting against the formidable nomadic tribes, particularly the Xiongnu. These highly mobile cavalry forces posed a constant threat, capable of swift, devastating raids. The wall wasn't necessarily built to be impenetrable everywhere, but rather to slow down, channel, and disrupt these incursions. Watchtowers, strategically placed within sight of each other, formed an elaborate communication network. A system of smoke signals by day and fire signals by night could transmit news of an approaching enemy across vast distances in a matter of hours, allowing garrisons to prepare and reinforcements to be dispatched. This early warning system was invaluable. The wall forced nomadic raiders to dismount and besiege fortified passes, giving the Chinese defenders a significant advantage. It channeled their movements, making them predictable, and allowing Chinese armies to concentrate their forces at key choke points. It wasn't about building an unbreachable wall, but about creating a military infrastructure that maximized defensive capabilities and minimized the impact of hit-and-run tactics. Furthermore, securing these northern trade routes was paramount. A stable frontier meant secure passage for goods, which in turn fueled the imperial economy. The wall, by providing a defended corridor, ensured that the wealth generated by trade could flow freely into the heart of China, contributing to its prosperity and stability. This economic security was a strategic victory in itself. Finally, the wall played a crucial role in unifying China's diverse regions. As the empire expanded, incorporating new territories and peoples, the wall served as a physical and symbolic line that helped integrate these disparate elements. It provided a common frontier, a shared point of defense, and a unifying project that transcended local loyalties, drawing everyone into the orbit of the central imperial power. It was a grand statement of a unified empire, stretching its protective arm across the northern reaches. Now, here's a crucial point that often gets misunderstood. When we talk about the Great Wall, we're not referring to a single, continuous structure built at one specific time by one emperor. This is perhaps one of the most persistent myths surrounding this incredible monument. In reality, the Great Wall is a collective term, an umbrella concept, encompassing a vast network of fortifications constructed over centuries by different dynasties, each with their own unique needs, resources, and construction techniques. From the earliest earthen ramparts of the Warring States period, through the ambitious linking projects of the Qin dynasty, the extensive expansion under the Han, and the most famous, well-preserved sections built during the Ming dynasty, each era left its distinct mark. The Qin Wall, for instance, was largely made of rammed earth, a testament to their immediate need for a quick, effective barrier. The Han dynasty, facing different nomadic threats, extended the wall far into the west, often using similar earthen techniques, but adapting to the desert environment with watchtowers and beacon systems. It's the Ming dynasty wall, however, built largely between the 14th and 17th centuries, that most people envision today. This was a period of sophisticated brick and stone construction, with elaborate watchtowers, garrisons, and strategic passes. The Ming emperors poured immense resources into rebuilding and reinforcing the wall, creating the robust, iconic structure that winds its way across the mountainsides. You can literally see the differences when you visit different sections. The rough, almost natural contours of an ancient Han section, compared to the meticulously laid bricks and imposing battlements of a Ming section. So, when you stand before the Great Wall, you're not just looking at one structure, you're witnessing a layered history, a chronological tapestry woven from the ambitions, fears, and innovations of numerous dynasties. It's a testament to a continuous, evolving concept of frontier defense and national identity, adapting and changing over more than 2 millennia. Understanding this multi-dynastic construction is key to truly appreciating the wall's complex history and its multifaceted purpose beyond mere defense. For centuries, vast stretches of the Great Wall remained hidden, lost to time, swallowed by the relentless march of nature, or simply forgotten in the annals of history. But in recent decades, thanks to the tireless efforts of archaeologists and historians, the wall is beginning to yield its deepest secrets. Modern archaeological findings are not just adding to our knowledge, they are fundamentally reshaping our understanding of this colossal structure. One of the most exciting developments has been the discovery of previously unknown sections of the wall. Imagine experts poring over old maps, satellite images, and then venturing into remote, rugged terrain, deserts, mountains, and dense forests, only to find forgotten segments of the wall, sometimes barely discernible beneath centuries of overgrowth. These aren't just minor additions. Some are significant stretches that alter our understanding of the wall's true length and its strategic layout. These hidden sections often reveal unique construction methods or materials, giving us clues about the specific challenges and resources available to the builders in those particular regions. Beyond new sections, excavations at existing or newly found sites have unearthed a treasure trove of ancient artifacts. We're talking about more than just pottery and tools. Archaeologists have discovered remnants of ancient barracks, watchtower interiors, and even entire settlements that once thrived along the wall. These findings provide invaluable insights into the daily lives of the soldiers, laborers, and their families who lived and worked on this frontier. We're finding personal items, cooking utensils, weapons, and even rudimentary medical instruments, painting a vivid picture of the human experience on the wall, the hardships, the routines, and the resilience. Perhaps most poignantly, some excavations have revealed burial sites, offering a somber but crucial glimpse into the human cost of this monumental undertaking. These discoveries are not just about the wall itself, but about the millions of lives intertwined with its construction and defense, giving a voice to those who toiled in anonymity for centuries. Each new artifact, each newly mapped section, is a piece of a grand puzzle, helping us to reconstruct a more complete and nuanced history of the Great Wall than ever before. The scale of the Great Wall is so immense that traditional archaeological methods alone simply aren't enough to fully map and understand it. This is where advanced technology has become an indispensable ally, transforming the field of Great Wall research and allowing us to uncover secrets that would have been impossible to find just a few decades ago. Aerial drones, equipped with high-resolution cameras, are revolutionizing how we map the wall. They can quickly survey vast, inaccessible areas, capturing detailed images and creating precise 3D models of the terrain. This allows researchers to identify previously unknown sections, track the wall's winding path through dense vegetation or rugged mountains, and even spot subtle changes in the landscape that indicate buried structures or forgotten watchtowers. It's like having an eagle's eye view, but with scientific precision. Even more powerful is the use of satellite imaging. By analyzing satellite data, scientists can detect faint traces of the wall that are completely invisible from the ground. Changes in vegetation patterns, subtle elevation differences, or even soil composition can reveal the presence of ancient fortifications buried beneath centuries of earth. This has been particularly effective in mapping the wall's course through remote deserts and plains, where traditional surveys would be incredibly time-consuming and difficult. And then there's ground-penetrating radar, or GPR. This non-invasive technology sends electromagnetic waves into the ground and measures the reflections. Different materials and structures beneath the surface reflect these waves differently, creating a kind of subsurface map. GPR allows archaeologists to see what lies beneath the earth without having to dig. They can identify buried foundations of walls, hidden chambers, ancient roads, or even water channels, all without disturbing the historical site. This technology is crucial for preserving the wall while still extracting its secrets, offering a glimpse into its hidden layers without a single shovel breaking the soil. These technologies are not just tools. They are extensions of our senses, allowing us to explore the wall's vastness and its buried past with unprecedented detail and accuracy. They are helping us to piece together a more complete and precise picture of the Great Wall's construction, its evolution, and its true geographical extent. Beyond the physical discoveries, the Great Wall itself holds a silent language waiting to be deciphered. Through meticulous study of its inscriptions, symbols, and architectural styles, researchers are decoding the wall's own story, gaining profound insights into its different eras, the rulers who commissioned it, and the specific purposes of its various sections. Inscriptions, though often subtle, are invaluable historical records. On some Ming Dynasty bricks, for instance, you can find characters that indicate the date of construction, the name of the brick kiln, or even the names of the officials responsible for that particular section. These seemingly small details provide concrete evidence, allowing historians to precisely date sections of the wall and understand the administrative and logistical organization behind its construction. They are like tiny time capsules, offering direct voices from the past. The architectural styles themselves tell a compelling story. As we discussed earlier, the wall is not monolithic. The rough, compacted earth of the Qin and Han dynasties speaks of rapid construction and the immediate need for a barrier. The later Ming sections, with their sophisticated brickwork, intricate drainage systems, and multi-story watchtowers, reflect a more settled empire with greater resources and a more refined understanding of defensive architecture. By analyzing these stylistic differences, archaeologists can determine which dynasty built or rebuilt a particular section and infer the prevailing military strategies and available technologies of that era. Furthermore, certain symbols or carvings found along the wall can offer clues about local beliefs, cultural influences, or even the specific military units stationed there. A particular emblem might signify a regional garrison, or a decorative motif could reflect the artistic trends of a specific period. These subtle visual cues add layers of meaning to the wall, transforming it from a mere defensive structure into a cultural artifact embedded with historical narratives. By combining these linguistic and architectural clues with the data from modern technology and archaeological digs, we are building a far richer, more detailed narrative of the Great Wall. It's a process of historical forensics, where every inscription, every brick, every style choice helps us to unlock the deeper truths behind this enduring wonder, revealing not just what it was, but why and how it came to be. When we gaze upon the majestic expanse of the Great Wall, it's easy to be overwhelmed by its sheer scale, to marvel at the engineering feat. But beneath every stone, within every compacted layer of earth, lies an untold human story. The story of millions of ordinary people whose lives were inextricably linked to this colossal project. This wasn't built by machines, it was built by hands, by sweat, and by sacrifice. The lives of the builders were incredibly harsh. We're talking about a workforce primarily composed of conscripted peasants, soldiers, and criminals, often forced into labor for years, sometimes even for life. They were torn from their families, marched to remote and unforgiving frontiers, and subjected to brutal conditions. Imagine working in the scorching heat of summer, battling dust storms in the desert, or enduring the biting winds and freezing temperatures of winter in the mountains. Food and water were often scarce, disease was rampant, and accidents were commonplace. Many perished from exhaustion, illness, or falls, their bodies often simply buried within the very foundations of the wall they were building, a grim testament to the human cost. But it wasn't just about the physical hardship. The social impact on these individuals and their communities was profound. Families were fractured, agricultural production suffered as able-bodied men were taken away, and entire villages were uprooted or transformed by the constant demands of the wall's construction and maintenance. Yet, amidst this immense suffering, there was also incredible resilience. Communities formed on these desolate frontiers, sharing meager resources, finding ways to survive, and perhaps even forging bonds of camaraderie in the face of shared adversity. The wall, therefore, is not just a monument to imperial power, it's a monument to the enduring spirit of the common people who built it. Along its vast length, fortified passes and watchtowers evolved into bustling trade posts and marketplaces. Here, Chinese merchants would meet with nomadic traders from the steppes, exchanging silk, tea, porcelain, and agricultural products for horses, furs, and other goods unique to the northern regions. This constant interaction, driven by economic necessity, fostered a surprising level of cultural diffusion. Ideas, technologies, and even linguistic elements were exchanged across the frontier. Chinese farming techniques might have influenced nomadic settlements, while Chinese armies adopted elements of nomadic cavalry tactics. Soldiers stationed along the wall, often drawn from different regions of China, also contributed to this cultural melting pot. They brought their own dialects, customs, and beliefs, which mingled with those of their comrades and the local frontier communities. The wall, therefore, became a crucible where diverse elements of Chinese culture, and indeed cultures from beyond its borders, intersected and influenced one another. It was a place where boundaries blurred, where the very act of maintaining a separation inadvertently created new forms of connection and understanding. This exchange wasn't always peaceful, of course, but even in conflict, there was interaction. The wall, in its very existence, forced a dialogue, a constant awareness of the other, leading to periods of both confrontation and surprising cooperation. It reminds us that even the most formidable physical barriers cannot entirely stop the flow of human interaction and the inevitable exchange of cultures. Today, centuries after its primary military function has faded, the Great Wall remains perhaps the most potent and enduring symbol of Chinese national pride and identity. It is more than just an ancient ruin. It is a living emblem, deeply woven into the fabric of the nation's consciousness. For the Chinese people, the wall represents historical achievements on an unimaginable scale. It embodies the resilience of a civilization that has faced countless challenges and endured for millennia. It speaks to the ingenuity and perseverance of their ancestors, who, through sheer will and collective effort, shaped the very landscape. It is a source of immense pride, a tangible link to a glorious past, and a reminder of the nation's strength and continuity. In modern China, the Great Wall is a powerful national icon, featured prominently in art, literature, and popular culture. It's a must-visit destination for both domestic and international tourists, drawing millions each year who seek to connect with this monumental piece of history. Visiting the wall is not just a sightseeing trip. For many, it's a pilgrimage, a moment to reflect on the grandeur of their heritage and the spirit of their nation. It stands as a testament to unity, representing the consolidation of various states into a single, powerful empire. It symbolizes the continuous effort to protect and preserve Chinese culture and sovereignty throughout history. The Great Wall, in its enduring presence, continues to inspire and remind the Chinese people of their unique identity, their shared history, and their remarkable capacity for collective achievement. It is a silent yet powerful storyteller of China's past, present, and future. We began this journey questioning everything we thought we knew about the Great Wall of China. And as we've traversed its ancient stones and explored its hidden depths, a far richer, more complex truth has emerged. It was never just a simple barrier to keep out invaders. From a series of fragmented defenses, built by warring states, it evolved into a multifaceted artery of empire, a sophisticated system that managed trade, controlled population movement, and powerfully delineated the very identity of a civilization. We've seen how groundbreaking archaeological findings, coupled with cutting-edge technology like drones and ground-penetrating radar, are continually unlocking its secrets, revealing forgotten sections, and shedding light on the lives of those who toiled to build it. We've understood that the Great Wall isn't one singular structure, but a magnificent tapestry woven over centuries by countless dynasties, each leaving their indelible mark. Ultimately, the Great Wall stands as a monumental testament to human ambition, resilience, and ingenuity. It's a living symbol of China's enduring spirit, a place where history breathes and where every brick tells a story far beyond simple defense. It challenges us to look deeper, to question the narratives we accept, and to truly appreciate the incredible layers of history that lie beneath the surface of our world's greatest wonders. What other hidden truths do you think lie beneath the surface of history's greatest monuments? Share your thoughts in the comments below.